Hi, grade 5 teachers. We are going to look at the very last two essential tasks from this first topic in theme 3, dividing with unit fractions. These two tasks are all based on 5NF-B7C. So let's kind of dive in. Once again, we're really trying to have students make sense of these problems because these are problems and a concept that they're not necessarily used to. So really what we're going to do here is we're going to see kind of a variety of problems for students to practice. We're going to start off though by having students make a conjecture and look at this rule, right? We know that the commutative property of multiplication is true. It works. 1/3 times 6 equals 6 times 1/3. We can prove that, right? And I highly recommend having your students prove that. How do I know that that equation is true? So if that equation works, does this equation work? 1/3 divided by 6 equals 6 divided by 1/3. In other words, is there a commutative property for division? So this is something that students have explored in 3rd grade, but is that rule still going to be true in 5th grade when we're looking at fractions? So we're really taking this conjecture that Jacob made, right? And we're deciding, is this true? And how can we represent that? And how can we prove that it is true or it is not true? So you'll notice there's a couple options here. There's the Cuisenaire rod option. There's also the fraction math app option. You can use this Lawrencillian application task introduction video to introduce this task for students to give a little bit more of a background. I highly recommend pausing as you go because or have students solve this multiplication first. So why would someone make this conjecture that 1/3 divided by 6 could be the same as 6 divided by 1/3? Why is that true? And then talk about the quotient of each, how we could model that, how we could show our thinking. And really the purpose here, once again, we're disproving that there is, we are proving that there is no commutative property of division. And we're also proving why is it so important to determine what our dividend is and what our divisor is. That's going to change our answer. That's going to change our quotient. So when we're interpreting word problems, we need to really pay attention to each part of that division word problem. You'll also see there's an empty slide here for some more student explanation. Option 2 here has those, the fraction math app. From here, we're just going to go in. There's another word problem that they can practice. Looking at these, the sports drink. And once again, we're making sense of the problem. What's our known? What's our unknown? What's our whole? What's our total amount? Are we partitioning it into equal groups? Do we know the amount in each group? Do we know the amount of groups, right? In this case, we have a whole or a total of 7. I know that the amount in each group has an equal amount of 1/4 of a gallon, but I don't know how many groups there are. So that's going to change our models. That's going to show us that we're going to be doing 7 divided by 1/4. So kind of talk students through that and help them make sense of those problems. You will see here that really our big idea here, once again, is that we need to spend time understanding the problem before we solve to determine what our dividend and divisor is. We can't just be number grabbers. We have to interpret, we have to make meaning of that problem. There's a Ready Common Core video here for them to practice as well, just looking at unit fractions and word problems. Our very last essential task in this theme, essential task 51, they are really just practicing word problems and thinking about asking those same questions. What's our known? What's our unknown? Do we know our total or our whole? Do we have equal groups? Do I know how many is in each group? Do I know how many groups I have? Those are all the questions that I'm going to kind of have my students think through because we just talked about how important it is to determine what our dividend is and what our divisor is. So that is really the end of theme 3. The end of the first topic in theme 3. So one last thing down here, just select problems that work for your students. I would not assign them all of these pages, but select the pages or the problems within these pages that work best for them. One thing that I don't think I pointed out in any other video is that there are these blank strategy slides still to help you with creating assessments and creating practice. So that is the end here. Please let us know if you have any questions or if we can help you in any way. Thanks.